So it's a Sunday, back at my local, trying again to beat my PB flathead. I've resisted the temptation to go chasing bass that was rather strong. I'm really keen to start throwing some surface lures and get stuck into them, or maybe even some jacks. But yeah, I just needed to get that one last session, try and get a 70 plus flathead. That's my goal today, has been for most of this last couple of months. So the forecast and the sky are both a bit threatening at the moment. We haven't had much rain here in southeast Queensland for a while, and it looks as though my session is coinciding with that changing. As to if it's going to chase me off the water in a short amount of time. Oh, that sounds like a fish. Is it a fish? No, it might have been a snag. If it is a snag, the snag's coming with us and fighting. Just trying to clear this other line, making sure I keep some tension on the hooked fish. Feels like it's got a bit of weight to it. It's coming in fairly docile, but flatties, even big flatties, have a habit of doing that, so it can be hard to tell. I don't think it's a flatty though, it's a bit of silver down there. What have we got? Is it a catfish? Yeah, it's a catfish. Yep. Going along the lines of fish that I've caught recently that like to make a bit of noise when you pull them out of the water. Mr. Catfish squeaking away there. Okay, so before that catfish rudely interrupted my little monologue there, I was discussing as to whether this change in weather is going to force us off the water a little bit earlier than expected today, and or perhaps have a bit of an impact on the fish activity, as to if a change in weather and the associated change in barometer will affect how active they are feeding, and we could either have a really good session or a really ordinary session. Only time will tell. Something little has grabbed one of my trolled lures. I'm not sure what it is yet. As you can hear in the background, we've got a family of Bogans that have taken up residence in the area that I normally fish. So I've headed off to explore. And a little Bream has come on board. Hold still, mate. Managed to hook him and me at the same time. Off he goes. Here we have another family of Bogans in their natural environment. You can often tell them by their customary jet skis and the need that they feel to make as much noise wherever they go. They used to be quite rare, but unfortunately these days, due to lack of breeding controls, they seem to be everywhere. I think we might have a fish on here. Very hard to say what it is from the take, also from the area that I'm fishing. It's likely to be either a Bream or a flatty. Oh, there's a third option that I hadn't sort of imagined in this area. It's a little estuary cod. They're a pretty little fish. See ya, mate. There's our bogan friends again. As you can see, slowing down nicely for all of the other craft that are in the area and making it a pleasurable day for everybody. Oh, is that a fish? Looks like a fish. Doesn't look like a big fish. Who knows, it might even be a different species again. So far we've had catfish, bream, estuary cod. No, estuary cod number 2. Oh, hang on. Double hookup, I think. Yep. Get this little fella on his way. See you, mate. See if this one's still here. He's got himself down under my rudder. Rudder up. Oh, he's tied a knot in my rudder. This isn't good news. This isn't good. Now we've got a bit of macrame action going on here. Well, the fish is still on, and all that for a catfish. Gotta love it. You stinky, slimy, nasty little creature. Yeah, I know, not your fault. Still, it's easier to blame you than blame me. And off he goes. Slimed up my leader, tangled up my line. Fishing. Gotta love it. Well, it's been a very disappointing session. The only fish that I've managed to entice at this stage have all been on the troll. Nothing of any decent quality or size. The wind has picked up much more than expected. I'm just in a little sheltered bay at the moment, which is why you probably can't see how windy it is. The areas that I normally fish and do quite well at, just basically impossible to fish with the wind and the current the way they were. There's a bit of weed around, which is making life difficult as well. All of these sound like fishermen's excuses, and damn straight they are. I'll use any excuse I can to make up for my lack of skill and success. Yeah, so all that I can hope is that the troll back to the ramp is successful. Well, that looks like a fish. Is it? Yes, it is. I don't think it's a big fish. And if luck goes the way it has already today, it's probably a catfish. Nope, a little bream. Poor little fella.